Hello you guys, and welcome back to another video. So the lighting is not the best, but I'm just waiting for my light to charge and then I'm gonna go ahead and probably use it halfway through the video. I just wanted to make sure I recorded this video for you guys because I keep pushing it off, and I'm just gonna record it at my mom's house. So we're gonna go ahead and do our makeup together while I spill some tea over my life and basically where your girl has been. So if you guys didn't know, my mom does live in Ohio, and I came to visit for Thanksgiving. And I just washed my face because I did some makeup from like this morning and I went to a meeting, but I wanted to do a get ready with me because you guys have been wanting one and the last one did really good. So I want to go ahead and do like an updated one while I answer some questions about my life. The first thing I'm going to go in with, which is like something that I never miss, is my skincare product, which is like the topicals. You guys know that this is like one of my holy grails. I use it almost every day. But let's get into this tea. So if you guys have never been on my channel before, my name is Jasmin. I am Latina. I was born in the US, but my parents are from Mexico. So my mom is from Morelia, Michoacan, and my dad is from Jalisco, Guadalajara. I'm the oldest of four, so I actually have 3 siblings. I have 1 sister and 2 brothers. My sister and me, like growing up, we were not close at all, but lately as we have gotten older, we have just found that we understand each other a lot better now. So we have like a really good relationship now. And then one of my brothers is 18, and then my other brother is 12 or 13. He is actually going to be filming a video with me. I don't know if we're going to be filming it today or later on, but you guys are going to get to meet him. Fun fact, if you guys did not know, is my dad actually used to own Mexican restaurants when I was growing up my whole life. So that's really where I got like all my entrepreneur, I would say, like spirit from, is like always like watching him, you know, just open up restaurants and never give up. Like, you know, that is one thing that he kind of taught us, is like it doesn't matter how hard it gets, like you should always want to keep going and just not giving up. Because if you guys don't know anything about the restaurant industry, like it is very hard and it can be very costly, because when something goes wrong, you have to invest in your restaurant or else, you know, you can't run a business. So the question was, am I single? You guys ask that all the time in like comments or just on my TikTok, and I am in a happily committed relationship. So we've been dating for about 5 years now. Technically it's gonna be 5 in January, but we've been dating for 4 years now. We did start as best friends, and we actually met at our last job together, and we actually quit our job at the same time, almost like a couple months apart. And that's how we started our own business, because he started his own business for videography, and then he really just inspired me to start my own business. And you know, I realized, you know, if my boyfriend can do it and my dad can do it, like why not me? So that's how I got inspired to start my marketing business. Okay, so I'm not really sure how this makeup is going to turn out, y'all, because I don't have the best of lighting, but you guys are just gonna get to see what it comes out. So my love language, I feel like I've answered this in a way, or you guys have kind of seen it in a way. My love language is definitely, I would say, physical touch and acts of service. I love when people just think of me or just think of you and do things for you. I think that just means so much, and I think that's just like one of my favorite things about my boyfriend, is that we listen to each other a lot and we communicate with each other a lot. So, and his like love language is definitely acts of service. And I think for me, you know, I was always like about like the physical touch, and he wouldn't be too touchy, and I wouldn't understand it because like you know, I never really had a partner that wasn't as touchy. But I realized that his love language was like more acts of service. And now that we've been dating for so long, I freaking love it, because you guys know that when you're busy and you're running your own business, like it is like the best feeling to come home and have dinner cooked, have the kitchen clean. And so I definitely appreciate it more now. But then again, a love language has changed, because at the beginning he wasn't as touchy, and now he's definitely like super touchy. And I love that that, you know, we kind of, not that we switched, but we kind of just like adapted to each other's love languages. what was I like in high school? Your girl was definitely more shy. I would say that growing up, you know, one thing that my mom always taught us was, you know, focus on your school first, focus on your education. And she was just a firm believer in that because she felt like, you know, my mom, she didn't get her high school. And so she always felt like, you know, we should go after our college, not just college, but like our education, because she didn't get that opportunity. And now looking back, like I'm so grateful that she always told us to focus on our education first, because I feel like if it wasn't for her and kind of like always like telling us like, you know, make sure you're doing good in school, or just make sure that you're getting your homework done, or like things like that, like I would have never pushed myself as much. So I'm really appreciative of that. But looking back, I always say like I don't know if I would have gone to college now, but then again, it made me who I am today. So this is a juicy one that I feel like I've never answered on this channel, and I don't know if I want to make a YouTube video on this, just because I do want to be respectful towards my current relationship, but then again, it is an experience that I went through. But a lot of you guys asked me somehow in some way, shape, or form, what was like my worst heartbreak, or like what was like my worst relationship that I went through. And I would say that it was honestly like what I consider like my first love, because you guys know that I feel like your first love is like baby love. You don't really know what it means. You don't really know, like you don't even really know what that means, and you don't really know what like true love is until you experience true love, if that makes sense. And now looking back, I can definitely see that it was infatuation, just because the things that I would do for this man, y'all, I was crazy. Like it made me act crazy, and I don't like that. But then again, it was like a learning experience, because, you know, a lot of women want to say like, oh, it was just the man, or it was just him. But I can definitely sit up here and say that in my last relationship, or in that last serious relationship, I was not ready for it. I was coming out of high school. I was super young. The way the relationship began wasn't even the best. So looking back, my worst heartbreak, or I guess my worst relationship, was just the one that I went through after high school. But then again, it was a big learning lesson, because it taught me what I wanted out of relationships. It taught me how I wanted to be treated. It taught me how I wanted to be loved. So I feel like everybody has to go through that in order to, like, you know, they always say you have to go through like all these frogs in order to find your Prince Charming, but it really is true. And I feel like I'm so grateful for that relationship, because it taught me what I wanted in my next relationship. And I really believe that that's how me and my boyfriend now like have manifested such a healthy relationship, because we both took like our past mistakes and we learn from it. And I think that that's really what makes a relationship just so strong, when you're able to communicate about your past and you don't get insecure around each other, and you tell each other the truth because you want to be better for each other. So, and I don't know if you guys want like a full video on just like relationship advice, but I feel like, not to say that I'm like super wise or I know everything, but I feel like I went through so much at such a young age that it made me learn so much, not only through myself, but like through the people around me. So yeah, I'm just like super grateful for the relationship that I'm currently in now. So I don't think I'm gonna go ahead and end up using that light, just because I'm almost done with the video and your girl's already almost done with their makeup. But I'm gonna go in with blush now. The next thing I want to answer for you guys is, what is it like growing up in an all-white school? And I feel like that's something that I've touched on briefly in the past, but I just haven't gone like down too in depth. And I want to say that my high school experience was definitely not the best, but it was also not the most normal, just because I did go to a high school, and you guys can probably like guess or kind of put two and two together based off of like, you know, my class, or, you know, you guys can probably find this information on the internet. But the school that I went to was like super racist. They let a lot of like, and just a lot of stuff slide. I remember one year, my senior year of high school, they tried to do a club for I think it was like the LG, and I forget the acronym, I think it was like the LGT, the acronym. You guys know what I'm talking about. I don't want to be disrespectful, I just don't know it at the top of my head, so I'll put it in here somewhere. But they made a club for that, and they wanted to have regular meetings. And I remember one of the students at our school tore down all the flyers, and it was just super stuff, like it was like super disrespectful stuff like that, where the administration just wouldn't do anything, or you know, they wouldn't protect specifically people of color's rights. And so a lot of people spoke up about this school. So like I said, you guys can probably put like two and two together and probably find it. But honestly, I feel like I didn't have the best high school experience just because of the high school that I went to. Yes, I would have done it again. And that, I feel like that is something that sometimes I find myself being a little jealous of, is that a lot of people always say like they love their high school, they had like a big group of friends, or they love their high school experience, and mine was just not the best. Like, you know, coming from like strict parents, I really couldn't do anything during high school. Like I didn't really get into my party era until I got into like college. So it was just a lot that I had to learn in college because of so many experiences that I didn't go through in high school. But then again, like it did make me the person that I am today. And yeah, I mean, I guess like I can't change anything now, but it was just like so limited too in terms of like the education. Like I remember like there were so many classes that we just didn't have because our school couldn't afford to, you know, provide them. But it wasn't the best, to be honest with you guys. But I'm just glad that I did get my college experience, because I feel like college just allowed me to find myself and find myself in the world. And maybe that's a whole nother video, because I feel like when you grow up like super sheltered, or just you grow up, especially with me, I feel like I grew up with like just super traditional Mexican parents, which isn't a bad thing, but it was a disconnection from a lot of like American people, or just a lot of people around me, because they would know certain things that I wouldn't. And it was always a disconnection, because sometimes some of the things that they would say wouldn't make sense. And even now, some of the things that people say around me, I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But again, it's like a learning experience. So I don't know if that has to do with the high school or the culture, or if it's just, you know, because I'm not American. But I think I answered a lot of questions that I really haven't answered on my channel before. I'm trying to think of anything else that I could share with you guys that I've never really shared before. I do have, last time I counted, I had about 18 piercings. I did take a couple of them out, so I think I have a little bit less than that, just because these 3 at the top fell out. And then I don't wear my doubles and my triples anymore as much. But fun fact, you guys can skip this part. If my parents are watching this, please skip this part. But I did get my nipples pierced. So if you guys did not know, I got my nipples pierced when I was like 21, and your girl was just going through like a lot. And that was my midlife crisis moment. And I was like, you know what? Let me go get my nipples pierced. So I got my nipples pierced, and then I'm gonna go in with this like little brown lipstick. Just because I've been biting my lip. I have like a nasty habit of biting my lip. That's like another habit of mine ever since I've been younger. Like I have like a really bad habit of like when I get anxious, I bite my lips, or I bite the inside of my cheeks. Like, has anybody ever done that? I remember doing it when I was younger, and people would always be like, this girl is so weird, because I would always be biting the inside of my lip. But it's just a habit. If you guys like this type of video, let me finish my lipstick before I let you guys go. I think that is going to be it for today's video. I just did like a look, like a super simple basic look: foundation, blush, a little bit of lipstick, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of mascara once I do finish recording this video. Let me know down below, what other things do you guys want me to answer for you guys. Like I said, I think I answered a lot of questions that I've never answered on YouTube before, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to hit that like, don't forget to share this video with a friend, comment down below with your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you guys so much.